Retired RCMP officer charged in foreign interference case. This is the Great White North Report. So William Majcher, 60, allegedly helped Chinese government intimidate individuals unlawfully. So this retired RCMP officer has been charged with foreign interference, the Mountie said in a news release last Friday. He allegedly used his knowledge and his extensive network of contacts in Canada to obtain intelligence or services to benefit the People's Republic of China, the RCMP in Montreal said in the news release. Majcher contributed to the Chinese government's efforts to identify and intimidate an individual outside the scope of Canadian law. You gotta remember that China, corruption is rampant. People want to make their money, and those that do make their money try to flee, take their money out of the country, often illegally, because the CCP has limits on how much money you can invest abroad. Meng the Merciless Wanzhou, she bought $2 million houses in Vancouver as a means to hide money, wealth abroad. Many Chinese do that. They buy houses abroad as a nest egg in case something goes wrong. Many Chinese citizens who, once they get enough money, they try and hide it from the CCP, who will not just, it's not necessarily a tax, but it's kind of like a voluntary gift, because taxes in China are very, it's not like here. And of course the outflow of capital hurts the CCP. So they have anti-corruption campaigns all the time in China. Foreign interference did not involve elections or politics, and that Majcher works for a firm based in Hong Kong that was collecting information about an individual in Canada. It's being gathered on behalf of the CCP who wanted to target the person in question. Now, he already appeared in court in Quebec by video conference. He is charged with preparatory acts for the benefit of foreign entity and conspiracy. Both alleged offenses fall under the Security of Information Act. Okay, we do know a little bit more. This is about Operation Fox Hunt, which is Beijing's campaign to go after corrupt politicians and economic criminals hiding overseas, which is just every politician is corrupt in China. You can't get high up in the CCP unless you are corrupt. Economic criminals are those who made their money and want to get the hell out. Hide it as best they can, because they do crack down on this. So, working as a corporate investigator and advising banks on money laundering, he was invited to meet someone very close to senior state security, who asked him whether he'd be able to help track down money stolen by corrupt officials. And he was told it would save a lot of time. Now, he told this to a foreign correspondence club the following year, adding nothing has come of it, of course. However, that's changed. He was arrested, so obviously something did come of it. And now he's been caught. Obviously his ethics are being played with, but hey, I bet they paid him a lot of money to do it. So each charge carries a maximum sentence of only 2 years. That's it, 2 years? Each sentence? I'd be giving him more than that. Especially with the all the foreign interference debates going on in Canada. So the Globe and Mail has more than the CBC does about this guy. And he was a confident public speaker and a frequent media commentator with the type of public profile not common in his secretive industry. Which probably means he told a lot of stuff about this, how the RCMP worked with the Chinese Communist Party. Wouldn't surprise me there either. So several associates questioned why he traveled to Vancouver last week, wondering if he knew he was facing an investigation and wanted to turn himself in. This is the same guy who said that truism law enforcement was we only catch the dumb guys. And everybody knows him agreed he's anything but dumb. Now, he does talk highly of China. Says it gets unfairly like a lot of criticism. He was personally a big fan of Xi Jinping's anti-corruption crackdown. I think he's on the right track, and I hope it works out, he is quoted as saying. And Xi Jinping himself is corrupt. He's not... The thing with the CCP is Xi Jinping is using the corruption scandal crackdowns as a means of getting rid of opponents to his rule. It's something that happens a lot in communist countries and dictatorships. And this is true when investigators turn their attention to overseas, going after not fugitive criminals but also dissidents and critics, some of whom have foreign citizenship. This is true. The CCP tries to silence any critics abroad, especially if they're Chinese. And then this article goes into more of his personal life. So we'll go back to the CBC one. So the RCMP said their integrated national security team launched an investigation into Majcher's suspicious activities in the fall of 2021. And it's made up of RCMP officials, provincial and municipal police service members, and representatives of federal agencies, which investigates cases concerning national security, extremism, and terrorism. So these are for incidents taking place between 2014 and 2019. Because he's worked in money laundering investigations as a covert operator while serving with the RCMP. He moved to Hong Kong, where he's working as a risk assessment advisor for investment banking sector. His corporate risk firm is called EMIDR, in 2016. Lists state-sponsored espionage, intelligence gathering, and money laundering as some of its areas of expertise. It also says the firm specializes in asset recovery. Perfect. This wouldn't surprise me if the CCP tried to recruit him during their 1,000 Talents campaign, where they were trying to recruit people from areas where they lacked the necessary expertise. So professionals. And he himself, Majcher himself, is quoted as saying he's a hired gun for governments and corporations to get back what is rightfully theirs. And he was working for a third-party entity that was associated with Chinese police, which is again CCP, in some form or another. So obviously he's working for the CCP, and at a time when Canada and the CCP are not at good terms. And you got to wonder where this guy's loyalties lie. If he's willing to go after individuals in Canada for the CCP, what more has he given them? I would not be surprised if he's given them more information than he realizes about how the RCMP work and how to get around it. Because after all, we do have secret Chinese police stations operating in Canada under our very nose. Personally, I give it more than 2 years, like Christ, for each charge. You'd be getting a lot more than that there, Bill. And you'd be losing your RCMP pension, too, on top of that. Your cushy government pension. So if he's found guilty, I hope they put him away for a lot longer than just 2 years. And he loses his pension. See how he likes them apples. You know, this guy never came out and helped Kovrig and Spavor when they were in a Chinese jail. Because he's a admirer of Xi. Anyway, Canadians, let me know what you guys think. Is this just a one-off case of a Canadian helping the CCP, or are there more Canadians helping the CCP within Canada or abroad? Leave comments in the comment section. Until next time, this has been the Great White North Report.